Arctic frost Satsumas. We do have two of them, and these are rated as Texas Star or Texas Champions. They are they have been studied to be quite cold tolerant, cold hardy for our area here in northeast Texas. Of course, the southern you go in Texas, the warmer it gets. But for our location in northeast Texas, you need to be careful with citrus, since even though they are rated to handle, let's say, 26 degrees, they don't mean for the whole day. It's just several hours. And they also mean that you need to brown the trunk first, meaning maybe 2 to 3 years old before you want to plant them in ground. And even then you need to protect them. So these are close to, I would say, 5 years old. And as you can see, brown trunk, and that's how big the caliper is. All right, so they're still in pots. These are mineral tubs, and I'm not sure, I would guess 30-gallon when you compare to nursery pots or nursery pot measurement, because when they say 5 gallons, it's not really 5 gallon, it's 5-gallon nursery size. And this is one of them. I put them in the barn, the metal barn over there, for winter protection, and they still sustain damage when the freeze is pretty bad. And what I mean by that is we go to 20s or even low 20s, and you still get damage at the tip. Like a lot of the green stuff right here, that would die back. But pretty much, you know, they're quite cold hardy. And this one, no damage. If there's damage, it's probably just at the tip, like you can see right here. So that's too young of a growth when it froze, and it just kind of, all right, kind of burnt. All right, so let's just kind of compare that damage. So let's say Page Mandarin, which is one of our weakest cold hardy stuff. I mean, it recovered, but this guy almost went bald. All this flush of green right here is just all new growth. Okay. The thing though with freeze damage is that you get, it's like you get like nature pruning though. All that damage would create new growth, and on the new growth, that's where you get your flowers, and that's where you get your fruit. Last year, if you watch our video on our potted citrus, the Arctic frosts were loaded, and looks like they're going to be loaded again. I'm just going to show you real quick. All right, the flowers, and it smells great, folks. It's we have that flower in the Philippines called sampaguita. It smells like jasmine. That's what it smells like here. It smells amazing. Okay. All right, so this guy is just loaded. And citrus are self-thinning, so I don't even need to worry about culling or thinning the crop. It will do it. If it can't handle it, it'll just drop them. Okay, so if you think your citrus is overloading, just leave it alone. It will self-thin. If it kept all the fruit, then it thinks it can handle it, assuming that it's going to get the nutrient that it's currently getting. So since this is a potted plant, this is like a toddler. It can't prepare food on its own, and you got to take care of it, because everything that it will need, it should be contained in that on that pot. Its roots are trapped in there, so you got to feed it. And I only use organic citrus stone, and when they're yellowing a bit, I use organic iron tone. That's all I use for this, guys. So I don't really kind of follow the regimen. I do fertilize the kind of like right now, or last month I think I did. but that's it. Just put it around the ring. I don't even mix it in there. It's all top dressing. And I don't know why there's plastic cover in there. I need to get rid of that. And then you water them. So make sure you got a lot of drainage. I did use your traditional big box cactus citrus potting mix. So it has some peat moss and some basically kind of good draining materials in there. But it's you want to make sure that that's the case. All right, so what I do with this is I did plan to put this in ground. I just don't know where to put them because my in-ground Satsumas, they're doing great. We'll do a separate video on that. We lost a Nagami Kumquat, and it's my fault. I should have left it in the pot for 2 years before I put it in ground. I was hoping we won't have a freeze, but of course that never happens. So for this one, if I want to keep it in the pot, and it's going to be root bound at this point because look how old this thing is. I can lift it up and all the root would basically go with it, and then what I'll do is I fill the bottom with that much new potting mix and then raise it up a bit, and then I would, over time would compress again, and it keeps getting lower and lower because you're compressing a lot of that stuff. And that's how it can kind of, until it finds kind of its limit on this pot, and it's time for it to go in ground, or I pay 200 or 300 bucks on those roller pots that you've seen in our Bob Wells citrus store. Okay, all right, so this is one of them, and the other one is this right here. So it's just as old. Look at the trunk, all brown, and then the size comparison, I mean, it's very similar. This one is loaded as well, but it's not done because there's a lot of new growth. All this kind of new growth right here, that would have flowers. And it's down right here, and all this new growth right here, there's the flower. It'll be loaded. I think between the two of them, probably 50 to 150 Satsumas we harvested last year. And the thing with citrus, you leave it in there like a refrigerator until we want to harvest it. There's a limit though, but they can hang in for months. So we didn't really harvest until it was going to freeze around January, I think, or December. So I mean, we just left them in there and we harvest as we need them. So all right, so Arctic frost, and just kind of take a video of this guy. Really easy stuff to grow. Make sure like you have good drainage. I have a lot of holes at the bottom and on the side, and I could afford to do that because these mineral tubs, they're pretty tough. Okay, and citrus, they love sunlight. I used to watch this nursery in California, Gary's Best, something like that, and he said they want plastic hot containers. They want those roots wants the warmth. So, and I leave these guys here for the whole year. They get morning sun, mid and afternoon sun. I do water them though regularly during summer, almost every day, because I have good draining and they want to drink. And when they're supporting this much fruit, you wanna keep them watered. So if you guys have any questions with citrus or specific to Arctic frost, leave some comments. I do this video for myself and for my family so that they could see what we do here at the orchard and at the farm, our hobby farm. And also I want to kind of document year by year how these things kind of progress. And let's say, what is the date today? I think April 14, 2025, and then you kind of compare the progress of the fruit or the flowering or the tree, year by year per month. It's kind of interesting because if you have late freeze, how it affects it, or how early the warm weather comes, and so on and so forth. So far, we've been very blessed with our citrus. We get an overabundance. If I were to buy this one right now, let's say at a nursery, this big, I don't know, even something that's probably 3 times smaller than this, they go like $300. Like, they get quite expensive, especially if you want to sell them at this maturity, and because the fruit gets better every year. They get sweeter and sweeter. So all right, so if you guys are interested, you can definitely grow them in pots. And I put this in mineral tub because this is what I have, and the regret is, man, they get heavy. If you can't move something like this on your own, you might want to invest in those. Go watch that Bob Wells video on citrus. I pointed one of the rollers that they have there. Before inflation, that thing was $200. So I'm guessing it's $300 now. It's made of metal and it has wheels. So I really want to transfer all this to those, but they're just so expensive. But it's like, kind of like an all-in-one solution. You just roll them. They have this big, kind of like commercial grade wheels. So they're meant to take the weight of these guys here. All right, so thanks for visiting.